Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Empress Fairy here. Today, pick a card reading. We're going to go into something that's a bit more on the wellness side or self-care side. So we're going to be looking into how do you truly feel about yourself? Mainly about when you say you love yourself, do you actually love yourself, or is there at the core of it all, is there like an underlying self-limiting belief that you still have? Or it might be the other way around, where you actually think you're a terrible person, but underneath that you don't believe it. So in whatever direction that may go, today's reading is basically about how you actually truly feel about yourself. We always wonder about how other people feel about us, but I think we don't take enough time to really figure out how we truly feel about ourselves, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, which is how you truly feel about yourself. And that will actually affect how you view the world, how you view your own journey, how you view your life. And if you are trying to manifest things into your life, how you view yourself is very important in how well you are at manifesting things into your life. So there are 4 piles or 4 groups for you to choose from. These are the Empress card from 4 different tarot decks. So you can choose whichever one that you are more drawn to or most drawn to. And I'm going to be showing you each of the cards up close. So the first group is the Empress card from the Golden Art Nouveau tarot deck. So this is a very beautiful deck with a lot of like shiny background. So that is the Empress card from the Golden Art Nouveau tarot deck, and that will be for pile 1. Pile 2 will be from the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and this is the Empress card from Tarot of Mystical Moments. And then we have the Empress from the Mystic Medley tarot deck as the third group. So this is for group 3. And then we also have the Empress from the Affirmators tarot deck, and this will be group 4. So take all the time that you need in order to decide what pile is the one for you. Pause the video if you want to, and I will see you in your respective pile. See you. Hi there, pile 1 or group 1. If you choose the Empress card from the Golden Art Nouveau tarot, then this is going to be a reading on how you truly feel about yourself. So for this reading, I'm going to like keep it free in a way where I'm not going to have like a specific spread. It's mainly just to see what your spiritual team, as in your higher self and your spirit guide, has to say about how you truly feel about yourself, how your inner self-concept is working for you or not working for you. And then I also have already pre-shuffled a few oracle cards that also I'm going to include in the reading as well, as part of the reading as well. And that's pretty much it. So it's quite a simple reading, not much to look into, as in not a lot of layers to it. So I'm going to keep it as free flow as I possibly can. So I'm going to get a few tarot cards first, probably like about 4 or 5, depends. And then after that, we're going to also put in the oracle card as well straight away. Okay, so for group 1, how do they truly feel about themselves? How do group 1 truly feel about themselves? Group 1 about themselves. So we have a couple of cards coming. Let's see if we can get more cards. We have the Five of Cups and the Knight of Cups so far. Oops. The card seems a bit restless for some reason. We have Eight of Cups, a lot of cups, a lot of water. That's fine. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Is it focusing? And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Why is it not focusing? Come on. There you go. And then we also have the Hierophant. Oops. Okay. And then apart from this, we also have some oracle card. So we have you got two of this card. I was actually aiming for one, but two came out. You have Allah with morality. And then you also have Hell with rebirth. We're going to move this out a little bit. And then you also got discovery. I'm going to put that in the middle. I will flip this one towards the end. And then after I've done all of the reading, since we don't really have that much space. Okay. So group one. I feel like you are going through the end, like an end of a cycle in your life, or an end of a phase in your life, or you are learning a lesson, or recently learning a lesson in your life that might not necessarily be the easiest phase. Usually when we are learning things or unlearning things about ourselves, that is when it can be quite a tough phase, because it requires you to move away from ideas that you thought was true about yourself, or things that you've been holding on to for quite a while, and that makes it difficult to let go. I guess it depends on everyone's situation. And then with the oracle card here, with the morality, the discovery, as well as the rebirth being here, I feel like you are finding alignment within yourself. I feel like you are being spiritually guided as well, or divinely guided as well, towards a direction of your life that is more in alignment to what you want, or towards a direction that can serve you to your highest good. And I feel like this is giving a new energy, or elevating you to a new level of energy in your life. But at the same time, I feel like going through this phase has not been easy, especially with the cups card being here. I think that you need to move away from your old concept, or you need to move away from your old beliefs that are no longer serving you. But I feel like I feel like for some of you, for a lot, or for a lot of you, that you have you held on to this concept or to this belief for so long, that you feel like, if I let this go, I'm going to lose myself, or I'm going to lose my identity. And I think this is a lot more common than we think, where we hold on to our pain, or we hold on to parts of ourselves that we know is not healthy, that's probably like a toxic trait, and we hold on to it because we think that if I let this go, if I move past this, then I will lose my identity, I will lose what makes me me. But that's not necessarily true, because if you let it go, it means that you will discover new things about yourself. You will be able to clear up space for the real potential of who you are to come into being. But I think right now, how you truly feel is that you have an understanding that you need to detach yourself from who you used to be. However, there is that sense of either fear or anxiety or worrying to that if I let that part go, I will not know who I am anymore. And I think that because of that, it ends up to you sort of seeking for validation from other people, like emotional validation from other people, to tell you that, oh, you're doing great, or to tell you that you are good enough of something, that you are worthy of something. And I think that that's probably not the healthiest direction to go, because you are not affirming to yourself of your worth. You are now looking for external validation about how you should feel about yourself. And I think that mainly stem from this anxiety or this worry about feeling like you're going to lose yourself if you detach yourself from who you used to be. And seeking external validation, it works on like a short-term thing, like it's temporary. And once that feeling of like, wow, I get that external validation, once that feeling goes away, then you will start looking for it again. So it becomes almost like an addiction of wanting other people to make you happy rather than finding the happiness from within. So I feel like that is kind of like where you are in terms of your energy, where you are at the end of a cycle of your life, where you are being asked to step into a new version of yourself. You are being asked to start a new cycle in your life, or you are entering a new cycle of your life, and you are aware of what you need to be. Maybe you have learned a lot about spirituality, about how to get yourself in a higher frequency and all of those things. And I think you have an idea that I need to be nurturing with myself, and you have been educating yourself, or you have people that have been helping you with giving you advice how to have better self-concept about yourself, how to be more nurturing with yourself. And I think that you understand the theory of it, but you're not applying it really, because there's that old beliefs that feels like, for example, if you have anxiety or you have depression, and there's that idea that if I let go of my depression, then I'm not myself anymore. I can't let go of my depression because that's my brand. That's what I've been telling people, like, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. But if I'm not depressed anymore, then what? Then that means I'm not myself anymore. I think like there's that beliefs deep down. You may realize this, you may not realize this, but I think there is that beliefs that you think that if you let go of whatever energy that is no longer serving you right now, whatever energy that you are being asked to let go of right now, you have this underlying belief that if I let this go, I'm not going to be able to be myself, and that's a bad thing. Well, not necessarily, because you are stepping into a better version of yourself. And then for some of you, I'm not sure if this is going to resonate with everyone, but I feel like for some of you, with the Queen of Pentacles being here, I feel like some of you might need to reach out to your mom or a mother figure in your life. So it might not necessarily have to be a biological mom. It could be like someone that is a mother figure in your life. Maybe you need to reach out to them for advice. or maybe you look at them as a role model, or maybe you have a terrible relationship with a mother figure in your life, and she is the reason why you are stuck in this energy of I can't let that go, because if I do let that go, then I will lose myself. Maybe because you have been like mentally programmed to believe that about yourself, maybe because of a certain mother figure in your life. So use your intuition when it comes to like deciding where you are with this, because I feel like for some of you, you have an okay relationship with a mother figure in your life. So that could be your biological mom, or it could be not really a biological mom, but someone that is a mother figure in your life. But I think for some of you, maybe you are not on talking terms with a mother figure in your life. And I think that the wounds that you get from that relationship, those unhealed trauma that you get from that relationship with that mother figure, I think probably need to be resolved. Not necessarily with them, because I know sometimes that talking to them will make things worse unless you have a therapist or a third party to help become a mediator for the conversation. So if, let's say, talking to them is not an option, I think there is a message here that you can heal from that by just forgiving. When we say forgive someone, it's not about I'm going to be nice to this person and we're going to be besties. Not really. It's about forgiving that person in order to set yourself free from your past. Because when you are not able to forgive someone, that means you are still holding on to the past, which is the old energy that you need to let go of. So let's say that you have been trying to let go of this old version of yourself, but you have been having problems doing that because for some reason you always relapse to that old version of yourself. This might be the reason why, because of this unresolved trauma, because of this anger or grudge feeling that you have towards this mother figure in your life that you need to let go of. And the best way to let go of that is to forgive. So when you forgive this person, it's not for them, like you are not doing this for them, you are doing it for yourself. You are doing it for your own inner peace. You are doing it for your own growth. So don't look at it as, oh, if I have forgiven this person, then that means I need to be besties with them. Not necessarily. You can forgive someone and don't want them in your life. So it's more like I just going to forgive you for my own inner peace. I'm going to just forgive you because then I will be able to move on. So I feel like that is where the rebirth can take place. This is where the rebirth can take place, so that you let that old version of yourself die in order for a new one to come in. So don't attach yourself to your old version that you know very, very well is not the best version of yourself. Because the moment you let that go, that means you allow more room within yourself to have more positive energy to grow, to have more growth, to create more space for better version of yourself to come in. And when that happens, you will realize that your external world will start to shift as well, and how things, and also the people around you as well, will start to either look at you differently, or people that are no longer serving you to your highest good will actually start leaving your life, and you will and that will also make room for more meaningful connection to come into your life. So I think that with the morality being here as well, I feel like it's about being in alignment to what works best for you. And that is not saying from a selfish place or anything like that. I think it's mainly just being in alignment with your own values, being in alignment with things that serve you to your highest good. And I think that will allow you to discover what is best for you. This will allow you to be on a right path in your life. So I think for a lot of you, it's basically about finding the right path to go on to your life. Because right now, the way you are feeling about yourself, it's like you are having a lot of worries that if I let go of this old version of myself, then I will lose myself. So I think that is what is going on through your mind when it comes to how you see yourself or how you feel about yourself, regardless if this is in your awareness or not. So because you are feeling down about yourself, because you feel like you're going to lose yourself if you let the old version of yourself go, you end up looking for external validation from other people to give you affection, to give you happiness, because you feel like you can't find it within yourself. But the thing is, to get to be in an utmost happiness state, to actually follow your joy, to actually be really happy about life, the most important thing is actually to be able to see the happiness within yourself, be able to create happiness within yourself. And any other happiness that you get from your connections, either family, friends, or your romantic relationship, just know that all of those are just the extension of your happiness, but they are not the core of your happiness, because the core of your happiness must come from yourself. And I think right now you are having problem seeing that, or having problem feeling that, because your focus right now is more on your old self-beliefs. You keep thinking that if I don't have that old self-belief, even though it's toxic, but if I don't have that old self-belief, then that means I don't have myself anymore. And I think that's not necessarily true. I think there's also an advice for you to be more nurturing to yourself, because obviously having a paradigm shift, or just to let go or unlearn old behaviors that no longer work for you, is not easy. And there are people around you, I believe, that can help you with this, that can support you. Of course, they can't fix you because you have to do that yourself, but they can support you in your journey, so you don't have to be completely alone when you're doing it. But you must be the one that doing the action of improving yourself and moving away from your old self concept. So that is basically what I'm sensing with your self, like how you feel about yourself. So you are healing, you are definitely healing, but at the same time you are at a point in your healing journey where you feel like, if I let go of my old self concept, then I'm not going to be able to know what is my identity anymore. Like you feel like you're going to lose yourself, and I think that's not true. I'm going to look at this last oracle card now before we end the reading. So basically this is solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. So this is a card. If you want to read it, you can pause the video. I'm not sure if it's focusing. Okay, so for this one, I feel like, especially with the root chakra, sorry, with the root chakra card being here as well, red is representing of the root chakra. I feel like being alone, or having a bit more of a solitude moment in your life. It's not depriving yourself from your social circle. Absolutely don't do that. Even regardless if you are extrovert or introvert, you should always have at least one person that you can talk to. Don't be in complete isolation. But I think with this idea of solitude, is think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. I think it's about finding peace within yourself. It's about finding peace within yourself. And as I mentioned before, you can have people supporting you around you, but when it comes to yourself, you need to be the one that takes the step, that you need to be the one that actually take the action. So I think this is what it means with the solitude card being here, is that your journey, your healing journey must come from you, regardless of how many support you have around you, and that you are on the right track. I do think that you are on the right track, but at the same time, you are at a little bit of a junction, or a little bit at a bumpy road there, where you are fearing the idea of letting go of your old self concept, because you worry that you will lose yourself, or you will lose your identity, or you will not know what to think of yourself anymore if I let go, because you have believed in that also self-concept for so long that you don't know any other way to think about yourself. And I think like finding some solitude within yourself to find that peace, to just be at peace with the idea of there are new version of myself that is coming in that will be better than where I am now, is I think what you need to do. And that is, I think, the advice that your spiritual team have for you. So they are acknowledging that you are going into a new cycle of your life. But of course, you can't start that new cycle until you let go of the old self-concept, because it does kind of like hinders with your healing journey a little bit. All right, group one, that is all the message that I have for you in terms of how you actually feel about yourself. I hope some of the messages here resonate with you, if not most of it. If you resonate really well with this video or with this reading, then do give this video a thumbs up. If you have any additional things to add, then do consider leaving a comment. I will look forward to read it. If you know there's someone else that might benefit from this reading, then definitely share this video with them. If you want to see more video from me, then definitely subscribe to the channel. All right, group one, I wish you all the best in your journey in life, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, group one. Hi there, group two. If you choose the Empress card from the Tarot of Mystical Moments deck, then this is going to be your reading on how you truly feel about yourself. Okay, so for this reading, I'm going to keep it quite free. Just trying to keep it as simple as possible. So I have some oracle card that I have already pre-shuffled for you. And then for the tarot card, I'm just going to take like about roughly around 5 cards, and then without actually specifying what each of those cards mean. So it's a bit free flow depending on what your spiritual team wants you to know. And in the tarot deck, it could also have messages from your spiritual team on like advice on what you can do about how you feel about yourself. Like, is there a better way to look at things? Is there a more healthier way to feel to do about how you feel about yourself? Anything that might needs changing or anything like that. So I'm going to take out the tarot card first, and then after that, we go to the oracle card straight away. For group two, how do they feel about themselves? For group two, how do they truly feel about themselves? For group two, how do they truly feel about themselves? Oops. You have the 9 of Cups coming out, which is great to see. Group two, how do they feel about themselves? My cards just got tangled here. Okay. How does group two truly feel about themselves? Oops. Okay, that's too many cards. I'm going to take. Okay, one, two, three. I'm probably just going to take one more card. Oh, I saw a card flip just now. Okay. All right. So let's see. You have the 9 of Cups. You have the Hangman. Okay, there you go. And then you have the Six of Cups. You have the Seven of Cups. A lot of cups card. And you also have the Star. Is it not focusing? It's not really focusing, isn't it? Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. I'm going to also put in your oracle card straight away, but your tarot card, I think, is very beautiful about how you feel about yourself. So that is very wonderful to see. Okay, for oracle card, you have Nyai Loro Kidul with the message transcendence. Oops, with the message transcendence. There's a very like strong water energy because you have all of the cups card, and then you have a mermaid goddess. So, which is kind of like similar with the first pile as well. And then we have, you got two of this card, which is isolation and then impartiality. Okay. Let me try to arrange the cards a little bit. I will open this particular one at the end because of space. Okay. All right, group 2. I think you have spent a lot of time working on yourself, at least for a lot of you that are on this pile. I think that you are connecting really well with your inner child, with the Six of Cups being here, and on top of that being like at the center of the whole thing. I feel like you have spent a lot of time working on yourself, with the isolation card being there. And I think you've definitely at a point in your life where you feel a lot better about yourself than what you used to be. Maybe you are well within your journey of having a better beliefs about yourself. Maybe unlearning the self-limiting beliefs that you used to have about yourself. So now you are at a much better space. You are a lot more confident with yourself. You actually believe in yourself a lot more. You believe in your own power a lot more. So I feel like you are at that stage in your healing journey, which is very wonderful to see. However, I think that there is a message here where maybe you have been a bit too comfortable on where you are at the moment, where you feel like yeah, I'm having a good relationship with my inner child. I'm feeling good about myself. I feel like I have manifested a better life for myself. But at the same time, I feel like now you are a bit at a stagnant point because you are getting a little bit too comfortable about where you are now. So your spiritual team, I believe, is acknowledging that you have come so far, like you have improved so much from where you were maybe a few months ago or a few years ago, depending on the individual that is watching this particular group. But I think there is that message of that you can transcend even more. Like right now, you are a little bit at a pause where you are getting a little bit too comfortable about where you are. What I particularly like about the Hangman from this deck is that if you look at the card, you will see that how, well, if the card can focus, okay, you can see that how there's the zip here, like there's something that is being unzipped and revealing a blue sky at the back. So what I particularly like about this hangman in this deck is, and I always interpret the hangman from this deck slightly differently because of the image on this card itself, is that you're not seeing your own potential, or something is unfolding itself. Like something is unfolding itself, trying to show you a new path that can take you into a better direction. And I think right now that's where your spirit guides or your higher self trying to push you into that direction. So that means they're trying to push you out of your comfort zone a little bit. But at the same time, this doesn't mean that you like this don't mean that you go out of your way looking for trouble or making things uncomfortable for yourself. Not necessarily. I think you will be guided into that direction. But of course, when you reach that point in your life, I think it's very important for you to be aware when that time comes so that you take actions to take that opportunity. Because if you miss that train, then it's going to be very difficult, or things going to be harder along the road, like down the road, or it's going to get even more uncomfortable the next time. So I think there is a message about allowing things to unfold. So that means don't go out looking for trouble. The shift will come, like the opportunity for you to grow out from this comfortable place that you are in right now will come. Your guides will bring you the opportunity for you to transcend. But when that moment comes, make sure that you actually take that opportunity and don't just let it pass by because you're already so comfortable in that phase of your life where you just, oh, I feel a lot better about myself now, I'm just going to stay here. So you are at a good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually in your life. So you are, and that is a good thing, that's like a good job there, like a well that you deserve to celebrate that, because it's not easy to get there and not everyone actually managed to get there. So you are doing great in your healing journey. And I think that right now your spiritual team, I think, is trying to lead you into a even better version of yourself, into a higher potential that you can be, into the better version that you can be. And of course, as I think you probably are aware of, is that transition is not necessarily the easiest thing to go through. Growth in general is not necessarily an easiest thing to go through, because you have to obviously step out of your comfort zone. And I think as comfortable as you are right now, I think there is that message from your guides that wants to start pushing you out of that comfort zone so that you can be in a much better version of yourself. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to happen immediately after this reading, because it's going to be different for every individual that is watching this pile. But I think that there's a message here that don't force things to happen. Like just because now you have the knowledge of like, okay, I'm going to grow into a better version of myself. So don't force things to happen outside of the divine timing. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. However, it's just a reminder that when it does happen, make sure that you don't get too attached to the comfortable zone that you are in right now, and take that step towards growth. So that means take that leap of faith, take the action, because they are trying to help you. Your spiritual team are trying to help you get into a better version of yourself. So they will present you with the opportunity to get into a better version of yourself. However, the one that needs to take the action to become a better version of yourself is you. So if you don't take the action, then nothing is going to happen, and your spiritual team is just going to push you again the next time. And if you miss that again, they're going to push you again the next time. But every single time they push you, things are going to get even more uncomfortable, even more uncomfortable, even more uncomfortable. So I think it's very important that when that options come, when that opportunity comes, and then it start to show you that, okay, the illusion or the comfort that you have right now is becoming an illusion, and you can become a better version of yourself. Take that chance, take that, or at least try to manifest that into your life so that you will be ready to take action so that you don't miss the train, so to speak. Okay, and then I'm going to look into this one final oracle card to get like final messages. But so far, good job, group 2. I think you are at a very good place in life. All right, so this one is inspiration. Be prepared, as you will soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. How fitting is that? I feel like this is kind of like what we've been talking about, where when the opportunity comes, make sure you don't miss the train. So I think, is it going to focus? Hello. So like when the opportunity comes, make sure that you don't miss the train. Make sure you are aware so that you don't miss the opportunity for growth. Because if you miss that opportunity, then when it comes back again, then it's actually going to be even more uncomfortable or going to be even more complicated, because now you have more things adding up to it. So inspiration. So I think this card here kind of like symbolizing the direction that your spirit guides and higher self is taking you, or at least trying to push you towards. So when the time comes, make sure you don't isolate yourself from actually taking actions towards that direction, and allow yourself to actually grow. I mean, you are doing great. It's great to see where you are in your journey right now. So, you know, give yourself like a pat at the back there. So for doing such a good job in healing yourself, in growing yourself a lot more. But I think there will come a time where you can be an even better version of yourself. And I think your spirit guides want you to become the better version of yourself. And when the opportunity comes for you to become a better version of yourself that require you to step out of your comfort zone, I think that is where you need to be aware. You need to be prepared so that you can take action, like the necessary action. So it can happen anytime. For some of you, I think that it's going to happen sooner than you think. But for the other of, for some other people that are watching this, I think it's probably going to take a little bit of time, especially if you just reach this point in your healing journey. So, but whatever it is, it can happen anytime. So be completely aware when it does happen, when the opportunity comes. And I think you will be able to take the necessary action, just as long as you allow yourself to be guided into that direction. All right, group 2, that is all the message that I have for you. I hope some of the messages in this reading resonate with you, if not most of it. If you have any additional things to add, do leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to read it. If you resonate well with this reading, then do consider giving this video a thumbs up. If you know there's anyone else that could benefit from this reading, then you can share this video with them. If you want to see more video from me, then do consider subscribing to this channel. All right, group 2, I wish you all the best in your journey, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi there, group 3. If you chose the Empress from the Mystical Medleys tarot deck, then this is going to be your reading on how you truly feel about yourself. I have some oracle card that I have already pre-shuffled for this reading. But the tarot I'm going to shuffle in front of the camera. But for this reading, I'm actually going to keep it simple and quite free flow. So I'm just going to put the tarot cards as well as the oracle cards straight away, and then basically just see what your spiritual team wants to say. So it's quite free flow. I'm not trying to restrict it too much into a specific spread or anything like that. So I guess we just go with the flow. The previous 2 piles has been not completely different, but like different part of their journey in life. So I won't be surprised if you are drawn to more than one pile. So let's see, for group 3, how do they truly feel about themselves? So for group number 3, how do they truly feel about themselves? How do group 3 feel about themselves? So you get the 8 of Swords, Page of Swords. Let's move this a little bit. See if I can get about 3 more cards. Oops. Okay, I'm not going to take that one. I think it's I'm going to take the King of Pentacles because that's the one that stick out to me the most, and keep everything else back and see if we can get 2 more cards. That's the Star. 1 card. Oops. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Oh, you have the Empress card coming back out again. That's good. Okay, so you have the 8 of Swords. And then you have the Page of Swords. I hope it focuses. Is it not focusing? Okay. And then you have the King of Pentacles. And then the Star. This Star card from this deck reminds me of Temperance a little bit. Mainly because how the star, like one of the star have 1 foot in the lake and holding 2 of the vast thing. It just reminds me of the Temperance. And then you have the Empress card, which is the card that you chose, coming back out. Okay. And then you got 2 of this Oracle card. And you have Hell, Rebirth, which also came out in the first pile. Like in the first group, also got Hell, Rebirth. And then you also have Past, which is Pleasure. And then we have Growth. I will look at this last Oracle deck at the end of the reading. But yeah. So looking at your pile or your cards for group 3 on how they truly feel about themselves. I feel like you feel like there's still a lot of things that you don't know about yourself or your journey. You are definitely on a path where you are growing. You are definitely on a path where You are trying to become a better version of yourself. But at the same time, I feel like you are, I can feel like two separate energy here. Like one is for people that at the very start of the journey for growth, and another one that is already quite far along the way. But the common energy that we get from both sides is that you feel like there's still a lot of things that you don't know about. What am I supposed to do to grow? What am I supposed to do to heal? What am I supposed to do to become a better version of myself? And I feel like a lot of you are looking for stability in your life. You are looking to become a better version of yourself that can provide stability, that not just for yourself, but for anyone that is relying on you. So you could be the provider in your family, or you could be running a business and there are a lot of people that rely on you for their salary. So you are definitely in a place where your goal is to become this King of Pentacles. That means someone that is wise, someone that is stable, someone that people can rely on, a type of leader that people can rely on. I think that is something that you're trying to manifest. And I think that is the direction that you plan to go to. And I think you are feeling a little bit unsure, or you are feeling a little bit lost about this. With the Eight of Swords being here, I feel like you feel like you are a little bit stagnant in your growth, but not because you're not doing enough. I think for some of you, I feel like you feel like you're not doing enough, but actually you are doing a lot. But I think because you are not yet, or you don't feel like you are at the King of Pentacle energy yet, so you continuously feel like you're not doing enough. So you constantly feel like, I'm at this page energy, I'm at this Page of Swords energy, I still have a lot of things to learn, I still have a lot of things that I don't understand and I need to discover, I still have a lot of questions that I need answering. So I think you are at that stage and you want to manifest the King of Pentacle energy. And the message that I have from your spiritual team here is that you are on the right track. You need to have a little bit more faith in yourself, in your journey, and try to find a little bit of balance in your life. Remember that I said that this Star card reminds me of the Temperance card, which can relate to having balance in your life. So I think this journey that you are on, especially with the Star card being here, with one foot in the water, one foot on the ground, one of the vase pouring water in the lake, and the other one, or pond, and the other one is pouring it on the grass. I think it's about finding balance between growth and pleasure. So finding balance between healing yourself and having fun. So I'm hearing in my head, I'm hearing, don't be too hard on yourself, because you have done so much. You have tried your best to learn so much, but at the same time, know that there is this thing called the divine planning and the divine timing. And no matter how much you push yourself to learn new things, no matter how much you push yourself to discover and seek answers to all of your questions, as long as you are not in alignment to the divine planning and the divine timing, the universe is not going to make anything come any sooner. And I think that, especially when you're trying to manifest something and then a lot of things are going on behind the scene that we don't that we're not aware of, that it might involve other people. It might involve other people reacting a certain way before we can actually understand something. And in order for that person to react a certain way, a certain thing must happen to that person first. So it's like this intertwine of events that's happening between every single person that you know and yourself, and how our journeys are actually all related to each other, because we are all connected through energy. So our journey, in a way, as long as you are in each other's life, doesn't matter if it's just someone that you see for a brief moment at work, or someone that you see every single day and have strong connection with. All of these people all have a role to play in your life. So sometimes certain things need to happen that is outside of your knowledge in order for you to make sense of what's going on in your life. So I think, like, you feeling like you don't know anything about where you are right now, or you don't know enough about your own growth right now, I think it's indicating that you are a little bit out of balance with your own energy. That means you are too focused on growth, you are too focused on becoming a better version of yourself, which is saying that that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. That is a good thing. That's a lot better than doing something that is, that is dangerous or unhealthy. But at the same time, too much of a good thing can also be a bad thing. That's what I'm hearing right now. So with the Empress card being here, I think it's also talking about self-care, but not necessarily in a way of spirituality of, I mean, it can, but at the same time, I think it could just be something as simple as having fun, as taking care of yourself in ways that make your inner child happy. Like, be nurturing to your inner child. And sometimes your inner child just want to have fun. Sometimes your inner child just want to have a little bit of time to play PlayStation or Xbox, or play any type of games, or just go outdoors hiking or camping or something. So I think you need to find pleasure in your life. You need to find balance in your life, or find things in a more like even things out. So for example, right now you are too much in a direction of growth, and right now you are being called to also have some fun. So find balance, so that you are paying you are not spending too much time trying to heal, but you also doing more things at making yourself happy, doing things that you actually enjoy, doing things that is considered as fun to you, spending time with people that make you feel good. I think that is good as well. It's not going to stop you from growing into this King of Pentacles that you're trying to manifest, because I think that your spiritual team is saying that you are on the right track, you are growing, you are developing your wisdom to become the King of Pentacles. You are in the right track of your manifestation. You are there, but at the same time, right now, you are losing balance a little bit, because you are focusing too much on that one aspect of your life, that you are ignoring the needs of your 3D self. So I think that is very important, to pay attention to the needs of your 3D self, your physical being, and what does your physical being actually need in order to feel fulfilled at the present time. Because I think that regardless of how well you are in your journey, if you're not in the present, if you keep on thinking too much about what you still don't have, which is this King of Pentacles, it's going to always make you feel like you're not enough. It's always going to make you feel like you're stuck. It's always going to make you feel like you're in a stagnant part of your life. And it's going, and I think that the advice here from your higher self and your spiritual team is really to just find balance, one thing, have fun, have pleasure. You have been rebirthed, or you are in the process of being rebirthed, but at the same time, you need to make sure that you take care of both your body and your soul, not just your soul. So take care of your spiritual aspect of life, but at the same time, do not abandon the physical needs of your life. So I think that is very important, finding balance. Now I'm going to flip over the other oracle card. So I'm going to see what's the final message there. So over here, the message is moderation. Well, you say, is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily. Although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. I mean, you could take that literally, as in some of you might need to be reminded of your own diets. So that might be your spiritual team reminding you of your own, like to pay more attention to your diet. But you could also take this as a symbolism of, like when it says, is there something you know you shouldn't be eating, or try to be a bit more mindful about what you're eating? I think that could also be about your consumption towards your spirituality and your growth. So I think that could also be, it could also mean take things into moderation, like try to be a bit more moderate with your journey. Don't be too extreme in one side and then not being able to balance out with other things in life. So I think that is, and then I like how this card is green, and then you have the growth card that is also green, and then the hell card that is also green. So there might be things in the heart chakra that you need to work on a little bit as well. So take things into moderation, find some balance in your life. You're doing great. You're doing great, but at the same time, you need to allow yourself to have a little bit of fun, enjoy some worldly pleasures in life. Of course, find balance, don't do too much of it. Find balance between the growth as well as the pleasures of life, and what gives you joy, what is fun to you, and all of those things. So have fun a little bit, group 3. You're doing great. Allow yourself to have some fun. Maybe that's the message that you need. If that's the permission that you need, then take this as a permission from your higher self and spirit guide to just have fun and find balance between growing into a better version of yourself, into the version that you're trying to manifest, and just allowing yourself to be, I don't know, to just embrace your inner child a little bit more. All right, group 3, that is all the message that I have for you. I hope some of the messages here resonate, if not most of it. If you have anything to add, do leave a comment on this video. If you enjoy this reading, or if this reading resonates with you very well, then do consider liking this video. If you feel like there are people in your life that could benefit from this reading, then definitely share this video with them. If you want to see more video from me, then do consider subscribing to this channel. All right, group 3, that is where I'm going to leave you. I wish you all the best in your journey. Don't forget to have fun, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye. Hi there, group 4. If you choose the Empress card from the Affirmators Tarot, then this will be your reading on how you truly feel about yourself. So in this reading, I'm going to keep it quite free flow, quite simple. I have some oracle card that already pre-shuffled for you, and the tarot I'm going to shuffle on camera right now. But basically, I'm going to keep this very free flow. I'm not going to like restrict the reading into a specific spread. And then basically just see what your spiritual team, so that means your higher self and your spirit guides, wants to say about how you truly feel about yourself, and if there's any advice that they want to add about that, like on top of how you feel about yourself. So I'm going to really let your spiritual team come through with anything that is relevant to you, or at least at the present time, obviously, whenever you find this video. And then from there, we'll see, we'll go with the flow from there, basically. So, all right, so for group 4, how do they truly feel about themselves? Group 4, how do they truly feel? I'm gonna take this card because it's like dangling, falling out. Just flip it. Okay, so that's 9 of Wands. And we have Justice. Let's see. Knight of Swords. Wow, that just flew off the table. Nine of Swords. So we have Nine of Wands and Nine of Swords. Let me get just one more card, which is the Ace of Swords. I'm going to show you the card individually. So that's the Nine of Wands. And Justice. And we have the Knight of Swords. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Is it not focusing? It's just look like a nervous monkey, basically. No, it's not focusing. There you go. Nope. There you go. And then Ace of Swords. Okay, Oracle card. You have the Demeter with the message of harvest. You have two of this card. I'm going to open this Oracle card at the very end. So I'm going to put it there first. So for this chakra cards is self-worth. And we also have completion. Okay, let me just try to arrange the card a little bit. Okay, so both of the chakra cards represent the sacral chakra. So that might be an area that you need to pay attention to on yourself. Maybe you have a blocked sacral chakras, or it's something that you've been trying to heal on at the moment. But yeah. So, and there's a lot of like yellows and orange as well that indicates the lower chakras as well. So maybe you need to pay more attention to your lower chakras in general. Okay. So group 4, what I'm seeing for you is that what I'm seeing for you is that you are being a bit too hard on yourself, or for a lot of you, I feel like you are trying, like you are aware of this self-limiting beliefs that you have. You are aware, but you're trying, but at the same time, you might feel like it's not working. You might feel like, why am I still feeling like this about myself? Like, why do I feel like nothing changed? To some of you, it feels like that. And I think it comes down to, I feel like it comes down to, one is taking literally the self-worth that, I mean, comes down to literally about you having a better view or a better perspective or a better mindset about your own self-worth. And then and also about appreciating what you have in the moment. There's a lot of, and I mean, there's a lot of swords energy. And then there's also justice, that is also Libra, which is also air. So there's a lot of like mental energy going on. So I feel like a lot of the insecurities that you have, or a lot of worries that you have, I think comes from your head. I think you're kind of like up in your head a little bit with this. Like you are like you worry a lot. And Nine of Swords also is about things like anxieties that you get, or worries or fears that you get because of what you create in your head. It might not necessarily be there in the reality, but it might manifest itself because of what you've been creating in your head. I mean, our mind is a very powerful thing. Like it's a very powerful weapon. Sometimes we unintentionally manifest things that we don't want just because we're focusing too much on it in our head. So I feel like a lot of the time you feel like there's a lot of things that is not working in your life. You feel like you're trying to become better, but you feel like you always fall back to square one. Like you're trying to be courageous and taking more actions towards creating the life that you want, but you always feel like you're falling back, or you have that fear. You have that fear that you're going to fall back into where you were before. I feel like for a lot of you, you're not being able to see the truth of the situation because of how much you worry about you falling back into your old self-concept or your old self-beliefs. So that is definitely not the best energy to be in. I mean, it's a very difficult energy to be in. So I feel sorry that you are going through this. But I think you need to ground yourself a lot more, which is the reason why there are so many colors of the lower chakras in your reading. Like we have pretty much this three, I mean, because the meter is wearing yellow, which reminds me of the solar plexus, and then you have the two sacral chakras, and then you have this combination of yellow and orange, which is also sacral and also solar plexus. So I think there's a lot of lack of confidence in yourself, like lack of faith in yourself. Like you have a lot of fears, and you're not really believing in your own capabilities. And I think that is the reason why you constantly feel like you're not seeing the truth of the situation, is because of all of these worries, all of these insecurities that you have about yourself. And I think that with the harvest card being here, I think your guides is trying to tell you that the intention has already been planted. That means you already have the right intention in trying to improve yourself. You already planted the seed. So that means all you need to do is just take the necessary action to improve on yourself. But at the same time, remember to ground yourself. With the completion card being here, the completion card is basically about appreciating what you already have in your present time. Try to pay attention to the good things that exist in your life already, before it disappears. So I feel like you already planted the seed, but you need to ground yourself a little bit more. I mean, yes, when it comes to manifestation, it's good to kind of like feel the energy that you will embody once you have your manifestation, or some people call it live at the end. But at the same time, we are also a 3D physical being. So you're in your present time, there are things that you can be grateful for. And the things that you can be grateful for can be as simple as I have food to eat today, or someone opened the door for me just now, or I get to like someone buy me snacks and I got to enjoy free snacks or something like that. It can be as simple as that. It doesn't need to be something poetic or something epic to happen in order for you to be able to appreciate or have gratitude towards the present time. It literally can just be as simple as I'm still alive, or I'm healthy, or I make it like I'm still here standing and walking another day, pushing through life. I'm still having strength to carry myself to another day. That in itself can be something that you can be grateful for. And I think your guides is encouraging you to be more in the present so that you can appreciate what you already have in order to help you with your own self-worth. And a lot of the issues that you think you have, most of them are in your head. And I think that if you feel like you need, for some of you, I don't think this will resonate to everyone, but I'm hearing that for some of you, there is being an advice here for you to actually go to therapy in order to help you. I'm hearing CBT in my head. I mean, cognitive behavioral therapy, to help you shift the way you think about yourself, and or just to, or if let's say therapy is not something of an option at the present time, to have someone in your life that you know that you can trust, as well as you know can give you good support and give you good advice or get great wisdom, to actually have any type of conversation that is bothering you, anything that is anything that is that is causing you anxiety or fear. I think at least have that one person that you can go to in your life. So that is very important. And I think other than that, it's just mainly about you have already planted the seed. Your harvest will come. So harvest meaning the version of yourself that you want to become, the type of happiness or joy that you want to get in your life. I think it's coming, it's there already. It's there already, it's waiting for you. And you are in a way, you are in a direction to go there. However, because of all of these fears that you have, it's kind of like ended up making you taking a lot of detour in your journey. So that makes it seem like you are reaching there, like you are taking a lot more time than you think you would. So I think there's a message here that see things as they are without being influenced by your anxiety or your fears. Of course, those are easier said than done, which is the reason why there's a message for some of you to either see a therapist or have someone that you can trust to actually point out to you that no, this is just in your head. This is just what the situation is. Everything else that you create is just in your head. This is what it is. This is the situation at its core, without the intervention from your anxiety. And then from there, maybe it will help you see things more clearly and allow you to decide what to do or what action to take in order to improve yourself. And know that once, just because you have already planted the seed doesn't mean that you're going to see the results straight away. And it's the same for any type of seed that you planted. Doesn't matter if it's a flower or a vegetable or fruits. It's not going to grow immediately and into its best version of itself the next day. Sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months. Sometimes there are some trees that take years before it can actually give fruits or grow flowers in its like best shape and form. So the result is not going to come straight away, which is the reason why it's very important to ground yourself so that you can see all of the good things that are happening in your life, so that you have something to appreciate while you are in the journey to get yourself to a better place in life. So I'm sensing that for a lot of you. And I'm definitely think that you need to pay attention to your lower chakras and see on, so lower chakras meaning the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus. So I think that these three chakras probably something that you have to pay attention to. Try to explore the creative aspect of yourself, not necessarily as a career, just as a hobby, so that you can have a creative outlet to express yourself. Maybe that can help you to ground as well. And maybe that can help you build your confidence as well. Try to find ways on how you can build more faith in yourself. Maybe saying affirmation every day, like I am a badass goddess, or I'm a queen, or I am a wonderful person, or I am good enough, or I am worthy of happiness, or stuff like that. Just keep telling it to yourself every single day until it become a belief, especially to your subconscious. Because if you have spent years telling yourself that you're not good enough, don't expect to just say I'm good enough one time and think that it's going to fix everything. Of course not, because you have spent longer time believing that you're not good enough, or you're not worth happiness or success that you want. Of course, it's going to take time to unlearn that unhealthy mindset in order to give yourself a new healthier mindset, which is a mindset that makes you believe in yourself a little bit more. So have patience. Basically, in order to harvest what you want, you need to have patience, while at the same time being in the present moment, being able to be grateful about the good things that do exist in your life, and ground yourself more so that you can find your self-worth, so that you can identify when you are just living up in your head because of your anxiety. Don't feed into your anxiety, because obviously it's just going to make it stronger, and then you're going to be a lot more interest in life and worry more in life. So I think grounding is very important for you, because right now what you're feeling about yourself is not the truth, because you are just worrying too much that you're always going to go back to who you were in the past that you're not proud of. And I think the message here is that you can become whoever you want, but you need to allow yourself to become that version, rather than constantly telling yourself like, oh, I'm just going to end up being that version again. Oh, this, no matter how many efforts I put, it doesn't matter, because I'm always going to fall back into that. Like, you don't even allow yourself to have the chance to be better, and because you already tell yourself that you're going to fail. So of course you're going to fail. Stop telling yourself things that you don't want to happen, because it will manifest. Like I said, your mind is a powerful weapon. Sometimes we unintentionally manifest things that we don't want to manifest because of what we believe, the core belief of yourself. That takes time to change. You need to be persistent in wanting to have a better mindset about yourself. You need to keep on persist on doing that. You can definitely look up videos on how to have a better self-concept about yourself. There's a lot of meditation that I've seen on having a better self-concept about yourself, some affirmations on having better self-concepts about yourself, and keep doing that for at least a month before you can see if there's a shift. And even then, it's not 100% cured. You still need to do it. It's just that maybe after a month, you can feel slightly better about yourself, and then you do it more so that you can feel even better about yourself, to a point where even if you do have anxiety, you know that, no, this is just an anxiety. I know I deserve to have happiness. I deserve to have what I want that can serve me to my highest good. So you have what it takes. You have already planted the seed, but you need to allow yourself to grow into that version that you want, and stop telling yourself that you're going to fail. So I think that is very important. So before we end the reading, I'm just going to open the final oracle card. It says here, wait for winter. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. Okay, so if you want to read it, you can pause the video there. So this is a card for that. And I like that for this particular card, you have a bit more purple hue on the card. So that's a bit more on the third eye chakras. So I feel like the moment you work on your lower chakras, because the justice card is also purple as well, with some hints of yellows. But I feel like the moment you overcome this obstacle here about seeing your own self-worth, about being in the present time, grounding yourself, building a better self-concept for yourself, I think that will unlock your third eye, and you're going to have a much stronger intuition as well, because you have more confidence in yourself. And once you are confident in yourself, you will find it easier to actually listen to your intuition, because you're not so much up in your head listening to your anxiety and your fears. So I think allowing the seed that you have planted to harvest will actually help you manifest a lot better and it will help you with your higher chakras as well. And I think that is like the message for this wait for winter card. Like, as long as the intention to be better is there and you allow yourself to grow into that version, don't feed into the anxiety that exists in your head, and pay attention to your present time and look things in a more clearer way, like in a clearer way. I think it will help you a lot into building confidence, building a better self-concept for yourself, so that you can become a better version that you yourself want, and you will be able to manifest that. So I think you need to be very aware about what you say to yourself, because what you say to yourself will manifest itself into reality. So if you want to become a better version of yourself, then you need to say better things to yourself too. It all starts from your mind. So you need to have a better self-concept for yourself, and then you will be able to work through all of your lower chakras. And once that happens, I think it will immediately improve your higher chakras as well, because it will allow you to have the confidence to listen to your intuition. So that is the message that I have for you, group 4. I hope some of the messages here resonate with you, if not most of them. If you have anything to add, you can leave a comment on this video. If you resonate very much with this reading, or you really enjoy this reading, then do consider liking the video. If you know anyone can benefit from this reading, definitely share this video with them. And if you would like to see more videos from me, then do consider subscribing to this channel. All right, group 4, that is all the message that I have for you. I wish you all the best in your journey. I really, really do hope that you will be able to move past this obstacle in your life. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, group 4.